At one time, 1 million people had crammed into Beijing's Tiananmen Square in a protest for democracy and freedom which captured the world's imagination. When the army threatened to intervene, their convoys were halted by ordinary citizens. It all seemed very friendly. There were a few isolated clashes, giving no hint of the carnage to come. While in the square itself, they even constructed a replica of the Statue of Liberty, as the protests seemed to peter out without bloodshed. But on Saturday night, the army finally acted, with disastrous consequences. It was to be one of the darkest hours in recent Chinese history, the sticks and stones of the students proving no real match against the military might of one of the world's biggest armies. The soldiers showed no mercy in opening fire indiscriminately into the crowds. No one knows exactly how many died. The official Chinese version claims only 300 people were killed in Tiananmen Square, all of them soldiers. Unofficial accounts say the death toll exceeded 7,000. Whatever the truth, no one had believed the People's Army would actually open fire on the people themselves. Chinese state television showed these pictures of an ambushed army convoy blaming student counter-revolutionaries. Amidst all the turmoil, a lone act of heroism.
I was so moved today by the bravery of that individual that stood alone in front of the tanks rolling down the main avenue there. And I heard some speculation on the television. What is it that gives a young man the strength, gives him the courage to stand up in front of a column of tanks right there in front of the world? And I'll tell you, it was very moving, because all of us have seen the bravery and the determination of the students and the workers, seen their commitment to peaceful protest, and that image, I think, is going to be with us for a long time.
This unhappy soldier was firing indiscriminately into the crowd, and 3 young girl students knelt down in front of him and begged him to stop firing, and he killed them. And an old gentleman put his hand up because he wanted to cross the road, and he shot him. And then his magazine of his gun was empty, so he tried to reload, and the crowd came in and hung him from a tree.
The 27th Army, responsible for the slaughter in the square, have been branded the butchers of Beijing. "48 hours after their assault, the soldiers were still firing at will against unarmed civilians, creating terror in the streets of Beijing. Tanks deployed in defensive positions around Tiananmen Square as word spread that other army units loyal to the discredited, though moderate, Communist Party leader Zhao Ziyang were heading towards the capital for a showdown. The crowds were still out on the streets despite the danger, showing their contempt for the army, but fearful of what might happen next. Protesters still hijacked and set vehicles alight, but the expected Battle of Beijing never happened. The 27th Army has been withdrawn, and other soldiers moved up into the heart of the city, where all week the clean-up operation has been going on. The square itself remains cordoned off, but the fresh troops are under strict orders to be friendly towards the people now. Today in Beijing, the mood is one of shock and disbelief too at what has happened during the past 6 days. Life is returning to something like normal, but with a pervading army presence. A time to reflect on the horrors of what happened, but a time also for those who lived through it, which they will never forget.